Fight back! Fight back! Fight back! Fight
For
back!
Jared Neal, the fight against Donald Trump is not over yet.
Go away! Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey! Oh, ho! Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey!
In San Francisco's Castro district, more than 1,000 people have turned out to protest against the future president. They're from the LGBTQ community, Black Americans, and Latinos, all minorities that Trump attacked during his election campaign.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You're destroying families and lives. You should be so ashamed. And I hope you're happy with what you've accomplished.
The 34-year-old spent 6 weeks working as a volunteer for Hillary Clinton's Democratic campaign in Nevada. During that time, he actually lost his normal-paying job, making Trump's victory all the more frustrating. Jared considers Donald Trump's claim to want to unify Americans a bad joke. He and fellow activist Vicky Rega said the country is divided and there's widespread mistrust.
We talked to a lot of people that were the first time voting. They were 18, 19, 20 years old, and they were Latino. And they're the first one in their family that's, legally allowed to vote. The rest of their family, they were afraid that they were going to get deported. And it took a lot just to get them to answer the door because they were afraid that they would be, deported then. Tensions were really high.
They keep asking themselves if it's even possible to work with Trump's Republicans.
Yeah, if they cut out all this crazy stuff, it's my understanding that David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan thought that the Trump presidency was the finest day of their lives. That's not the Republican Party I grew up with.
In San Francisco and many other parts of the country, left-leaning and liberal voters are hoping that the American system of checks and balances will prevent the worst from happening. And some are considering radical change, like the so-called Cal exit.
It's a playoff from Brexit. It's basically showing that California, we've had enough. If the rest of the country wants to be so bigoted and so racist and sexist, we don't want to be a part of it anymore. We can be self-sufficient without them.
Donald Trump doesn't take office until January of next year. His critics want to start applying pressure now in the hope that many of his threats don't become U.S. policy.